Did you know that every time you masturbate, your brain goes through a chemical roller coaster? For a few seconds, your brain is flooded with dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins, the same chemicals linked to love, learning, and even pain relief. Then, almost instantly, another hormone called prolactin tells your body it's time to rest. But here's the real question. What does all this mean long-term? Does masturbation help your brain, or can it harm it? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what science and psychology has discovered. I strongly recommend watching this entire video without skipping any section, as each section builds upon the previous one. Before I continue, kindly hit that subscribe button, like and share this video with your loved ones. Thank you. Today we're tackling one of the most searched, most misunderstood topics in sexual psychology: masturbation and the brain. We'll look at the science of what happens inside your head when you do it, the short-term benefits, the possible risks, and what top experts like Sigmund Freud, Dr. Valerie Voon, and Patrick Carnes have said about it. Let's dive in. Section 1. What happens in the brain? When you're sexually aroused, your brain's reward circuit lights up. This includes the ventral tegmental area, the nucleus accumbens, and the frontal cortex. First, dopamine surges. This is your wanting chemical. It drives motivation and desire. During orgasm, endorphins are released. These natural painkillers give you pleasure and relaxation. Oxytocin also rises. That's the bonding hormone, the same one that helps parents bond with babies or partners bond after intimacy. After orgasm, prolactin spikes. Prolactin tells your body, enough for now, and it's linked to the refractory period, that time when it's hard to get aroused again immediately. So in short, dopamine excites, endorphins and oxytocin relax, and prolactin shuts things down for a while. Section 2. Short-term effects. Because of these chemicals, masturbation has real short-term effects on your brain and body. Many people report less stress and anxiety, better mood, easier sleep, relief from pain, including cramps or headaches. This is why health organizations like the NHS in the UK and the American Sexual Health Association say masturbation is a normal, safe way to explore your body and reduce stress. Section 3. Long-term changes. But what about long-term changes? Does masturbation actually rewire your brain? Here's the truth. Yes, repeated behaviors shape the brain. That's called neuroplasticity. Just like practicing piano strengthens music circuits, repeating sexual behaviors strengthens sexual circuits. Now, that doesn't mean masturbation is automatically bad. For most people, it's just a healthy habit. But in some people, especially when combined with heavy pornography use, the brain's reward system can become overly sensitive to sexual cues. This is where we see compulsive patterns develop. People feel like they can't stop, even when they want to. Their reward system is hijacked. Section 4. Compulsion versus normal. How do you know if masturbation is normal or a problem? Psychologists use one main test. Does it cause distress or interfere with your life? If someone spends hours every day, loses focus at work or school, damages relationships, or feels deep guilt and shame but still can't stop, that's when it's a problem. The World Health Organization now calls this compulsive sexual behavior disorder. It's not about how often you do it, but about whether you can control it and whether it's hurting your life. Section 5. What the experts say. Now let's hear from some big names in psychology. Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, wrote that masturbation was part of normal childhood development, but he also believed unresolved sexual conflicts could cause psychological problems later. His views were shaped by his time, so not everything holds up today. Patrick Carnes, a modern psychologist, popularized the term sexual addiction. He worked with patients whose sexual behaviors, including compulsive masturbation, were damaging their lives. He argued that these patterns should be treated like other addictions, with therapy and support groups. Dr. Valerie Voon, a neuroscientist at the University of Cambridge, used brain scans to study people with compulsive sexual behaviors. She found that their brains reacted more strongly to sexual images than average, similar to how an addict's brain reacts to drug cues. This doesn't mean everyone who masturbates is an addict, but it does show why, for some, it becomes hard to control. Section 6. Porn and the brain. One hot debate is pornography. Some men report erectile problems in real life, but not when using porn. a phenomenon sometimes called porn-induced erectile dysfunction. Case reports suggest that when these men cut back on porn and masturbation, their sexual function improves. But larger studies give mixed results. Some show a link between heavy porn use and sexual problems, while others don't. So the scientific consensus right now is, porn can affect some people's sexual expectations and performance, but it doesn't cause universal brain damage. The risks depend on how it's used, how often, and the individual's psychology. Section 7. Adolescence and early exposure. For teenagers, the story is different. The adolescent brain is still developing. Studies show that early and frequent exposure to porn can shape attitudes about sex, increase risk-taking, and sometimes lead to unrealistic expectations about relationships. That's why psychologists say it's important for young people to get proper sex education, not just porn. Section 8. Myths to debunk. Let's clear up some myths. Masturbation does not cause blindness, infertility, or insanity. Those are old myths with zero scientific backing. Masturbation does not permanently damage your brain. What it does is activate natural reward systems. Only in compulsive cases does it become a clinical problem. Section 9. When to seek help. So, when should you worry? If masturbation becomes compulsive, causes distress or guilt, interferes with daily life, relationships, or work, then it may be time to talk to a psychologist. Treatments usually involve cognitive behavioral therapy, support groups, and sometimes medication for underlying anxiety or impulse control issues. Section 10. Final takeaway. So here's the balanced truth. Masturbation is a normal behavior that triggers powerful chemicals in your brain. For most people, it reduces stress, improves mood, and helps sleep. But for some, especially with heavy porn use, it can become compulsive and harmful. The key test is simple. Does it improve your life, or does it harm it? If it helps, it's healthy. If it harms, seek help. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs real facts, not myths. Thanks for watching.